Why was Göbekli Tepe built 7,000 years before the pyramids? For thousands of years, historians believe they understood how civilization began. First came farming. People settled near rivers, food became plentiful. Villages grew into towns. Towns became cities. Only then did humans build temples, monuments, and places of worship. It seemed like common sense. A society must first learn how to feed itself before it can devote thousands of people to constructing enormous stone structures. Then archaeologists uncovered a place that shattered that entire timeline. A place that should not exist. A monument built nearly 7,000 years before the Great Pyramid of Giza. More than 6,000 years before Stonehenge. Older than pottery. Older than metal tools. Older than writing itself. Its name is Göbekli Tepe. And it may be the place where the story of civilization truly began. Located in southeastern Turkey, Göbekli Tepe sits atop a limestone ridge overlooking the surrounding plains. Today, the landscape appears peaceful. Rolling hills, dry grasslands, a quiet archaeological site visited by researchers and curious travelers. Nothing about it suggests that beneath this hill lies one of humanity's greatest mysteries. For centuries, the site remained hidden. Wind carried dust across its surface. Rain slowly reshaped the land. Plants grew above buried stone. Eventually, the entire monument disappeared beneath an artificial mound created by its own builders. To everyone passing by, it looked like an ordinary hill. Local farmers occasionally discovered carved stones while plowing nearby fields. Most assumed they belonged to forgotten graves or ruined villages. No one imagined they were fragments of something far older. Everything changed in 1994. German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt visited the site after reviewing earlier surveys. Within minutes, he realized the scattered limestone fragments were unlike anything normally found in ancient settlements. The stones were enormous, carefully shaped, covered with sophisticated carvings. Schmidt reportedly believed almost immediately that he was standing on one of the most important archaeological sites in the world. Excavations soon began. What emerged from the earth astonished historians. Massive circular enclosures, towering T-shaped limestone pillars, beautiful carvings of foxes, wild boars, scorpions, snakes, birds, gazelles, even large predators. Some pillars reached more than 5 meters in height. Others weighed up to 20 tons. Every surface revealed remarkable craftsmanship. The carvings were not crude. They displayed confidence, precision, artistic skill. Whoever created them possessed generations of accumulated knowledge. Yet the greatest surprise was still to come. Radiocarbon dating placed the earliest construction around 9600 BCE, nearly 11,000 years ago. To appreciate how extraordinary that is, imagine compressing all of recorded human history into a single calendar year. Göbekli Tepe would already exist before many of the developments we normally associate with civilization had even begun. The Egyptian pyramids? Still thousands of years away. Stonehenge? Not yet imagined. Bronze tools? Unknown. Written language? Still in the distant future. According to everything historians once believed, the people living at that time were small groups of hunter-gatherers. They followed migrating animals, collected wild plants, moved from place to place. They were not expected to organize enormous construction projects requiring hundreds of workers. Yet Göbekli Tepe proved otherwise. The builders quarried gigantic limestone blocks directly from the surrounding bedrock. Using only stone tools, they carved each pillar into carefully shaped forms. They decorated them with intricate relief sculptures, then somehow transported these massive stones across uneven ground before raising them into carefully planned circles. Even today, moving a 20-ton stone demands serious engineering. How did people without wheels accomplish such a task? Archaeologists believe the answer lies not in mysterious technology, but in extraordinary cooperation. Teams of workers may have used wooden sledges, heavy ropes, levers, simple mechanical principles. Large numbers of people working together over extended periods. The methods themselves were probably simple. The organization required was not. Coordinating hundreds of workers requires planning, leadership, communication, shared purpose. Those qualities sound surprisingly similar to civilization itself. Then archaeologists noticed something equally strange. Despite the enormous ceremonial structures, they found almost no evidence of permanent houses. No neighborhoods, no large residential districts, no streets. Very few signs that thousands of people actually lived there year-round. Instead, Gobekli Tepe appears to have functioned as a gathering place. Groups from across the surrounding region may have traveled there seasonally. They hunted together, shared food, performed ceremonies, built monuments, then returned to their own territories. If that interpretation is correct, Gobekli Tepe completely changes our understanding of early society. Perhaps monumental architecture did not appear after civilization. Perhaps it helped create civilization. Imagine hundreds of strangers meeting regularly to build something none of them could accomplish alone. They would need food, organization, trust, shared beliefs, repeated cooperation. Over time, those gatherings might naturally encourage more permanent settlements. Eventually, someone would realize that growing food nearby was easier than constantly searching for it. In that moment, the traditional story of civilization begins to reverse. Agriculture may not have created temples. Temples may have encouraged agriculture. It is one of the boldest ideas in modern archaeology. And while researchers continue debating the details, Gobekli Tepe has already accomplished something remarkable. It has forced historians to ask entirely new questions. But perhaps the greatest mystery has nothing to do with how the monument was built. It concerns what happened next. After centuries of use, the people who created Gobekli Tepe made a decision unlike almost anything else in archaeology. Instead of abandoning the monument, they deliberately buried it. Thousands of tons of soil, stone, animal bones, broken tools, layer after layer, until the entire sanctuary disappeared beneath the earth. Not destroyed, not forgotten, hidden, as though its builders wanted future generations never to find it. But why? Why would a civilization spend centuries creating one of humanity's oldest monumental sanctuaries, only to erase it with their own hands? That question may hold the key not only to Gobekli Tepe, but to the very birth of civilization itself. The decision to bury Gobekli Tepe may be the most astonishing part of its story. Archaeologists have found no evidence that the site was destroyed by war. There are no signs of a massive fire, no collapsed walls caused by an earthquake, no indication that invading armies forced its people to flee. Instead, the evidence points to something entirely different. The people who built Gobekli Tepe appear to have buried it themselves. Carefully, deliberately, methodically, they filled the circular enclosures with thousands of tons of limestone fragments, soil, broken tools, animal bones, and other debris. The towering pillars were not smashed to pieces. Most remained standing exactly where they had been erected. They were simply covered, layer by layer, until the entire sanctuary disappeared beneath the earth. It was an enormous undertaking. In fact, burying Gobekli Tepe may have required almost as much effort as building it in the first place. Why would anyone do that? No one knows for certain. One possibility is that the site had completed its sacred purpose. Many ancient cultures viewed temples not as permanent buildings, but as living places that experienced birth, use, and eventually ritual closure. Rather than abandoning a holy place, they symbolically returned it to the earth. If Gobekli Tepe followed this tradition, its burial may have been the final ceremony, a respectful farewell to a sanctuary that had served generations. Another theory suggests that society itself was changing. Around the time Gobekli Tepe was gradually abandoned, agriculture was spreading across the region. People who once traveled seasonally may have begun settling in permanent villages. Daily life changed. Communities grew larger. New social structures emerged. Perhaps the enormous gathering place was no longer necessary. The world that created Gobekli Tepe had disappeared. A different kind of civilization was taking its place. Yet another mystery lies within the pillars themselves. Many of the massive T-shaped stones appear almost human. They have carved arms running down their sides, hands resting across their stomachs, Some even wear belts and loincloths, carved into the stone. Although they have no faces, many archaeologists believe the pillars represent stylized human beings, not ordinary people, but powerful ancestral figures, spiritual guardians, or perhaps beings connected to beliefs we can no longer understand. Surrounding these silent figures are dozens of carefully carved animals: foxes, snakes, wild boars, scorpions, leopards, birds of prey. Some species appear repeatedly throughout the site. Why these animals? Were they clan symbols? Protective spirits? Constellations represented in stone? Stories passed from one generation to another? Without written records, certainty remains impossible. Every interpretation must rely on archaeology rather than ancient words. That uncertainty is precisely what makes Göbekli Tepe so fascinating. Each new discovery answers one question while creating several more, and remarkably, archaeologists have only uncovered a small portion of the site. Ground-penetrating radar suggests that many additional circular enclosures remain buried beneath the surrounding hill. Researchers estimate that less than 10% of Göbekli Tepe has been excavated. More than 90% still waits underground. Future generations of archaeologists may spend decades uncovering structures we have never seen. Every excavation season reveals new carvings, new architectural details, new clues about the people who built this extraordinary place. Modern technology is accelerating those discoveries. Three-dimensional laser scanning records every pillar with extraordinary precision. Ground-penetrating radar allows scientists to map buried structures without disturbing them. Artificial intelligence helps compare decorative patterns across thousands of archaeological images. Each new tool adds another piece to a puzzle that has remained hidden for 11,000 years. Yet perhaps the greatest impact of Göbekli Tepe is not the monument itself. It is the way it has transformed our understanding of humanity. For generations, history textbooks described early hunter-gatherers as small groups focused almost entirely on survival. Göbekli Tepe presents a very different picture. People capable of long-term planning, complex cooperation, sophisticated engineering, advanced artistic expression, shared religious traditions, large-scale social organization, all long before cities, kingdoms, or written language. It reminds us that intelligence did not suddenly appear alongside civilization. Human imagination, creativity, and cooperation had already been developing for thousands of years. Perhaps civilization did not begin with bricks or bronze. Perhaps it began with an idea shared by many people, an idea powerful enough to unite strangers toward a common purpose. That may be the true legacy of Göbekli Tepe. Not merely the oldest monumental sanctuary ever discovered, but evidence that belief itself may have shaped the course of human history. Today, visitors walk among the ancient pillars beneath a protective roof. The carvings remain astonishingly sharp, despite the passage of 11 millennia. The silent stones continue watching the landscape exactly as they did thousands of years before the first pyramid rose above the sands of Egypt. They have outlived empires, kingdoms, languages, religions, generations beyond counting, and they continue asking us the same question: how much of our own history do we still not understand? Perhaps the greatest discoveries are not waiting on distant planets, or hidden beneath the deepest oceans. Perhaps they are buried only a few meters beneath our feet, patiently waiting for someone curious enough to uncover them. Göbekli Tepe reminds us that history is never truly finished. Every excavation has the power to rewrite what we thought we knew. Every stone carries another story. Every unanswered question invites another generation to search. Because sometimes, the oldest places on Earth still have the newest stories to tell.